Hello, I'm Drawlords, and I'm teaching you how to shade a dragon just like this one. First thing you're going to want to do is use the selection tool to get some really sharp and clean lines around all the shaded places you want. This shadow should be about half the object you're shading and shouldn't be too dark because you're going to do a second layer of shadow to add more depth to this drawing. This second layer of shading should again be around half of the original shading layer, and it shouldn't be too dark. Ideally you want the skull to be a bit lighter than the rest of the skeleton so that it becomes a focal point for the drawing. This just allows your focal point to come to the forefront of the picture instead of going into the background because lights come forward. Now for the skin, again you want the shading to be about half of what you want to shade, and make sure it's jagged shading because that just breaks up some of the space and adds a bit more visual interest to make your piece look cooler in the end. Again, a second shadow will add depth. Then on this piece I just wanted to make it look sort of like it was wet because it was just coming out of swamp. So I just added in another quite sharp highlight, again doing it jaggedly, and that made it look like it was glistening. Throughout the shading process it's important to remember where the light source is coming from so you can put the shade in the right places. If you want to see how this dragon and a bunch of others were made, go over to my last Smaugust video, and if you go now there's a new Smaugust video up right now. Also join the Discord, which will be pinned in the comments, and I hope you learnt something. See ya.